Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be diving into one of gaming's most iconic titles, The Last of Us Remastered. Whether you played it back in the day or haven't touched it since, there's never been a better time to replay it in 2025. So let's talk about why this masterpiece deserves another run. The Last of Us was groundbreaking when it was first released in 2013. Personally, back then I was still an Xbox guy and didn't get a PlayStation until around 2017. Then I was able to catch up on a catalog of games that I've been missing out over my hiatus on Xbox. I'm not the biggest fan of remastered games. Sometimes these studios are just looking for a quick cash grab and they don't really appreciate creating something that deserves to be remastered to the quality that the first iteration of the game was. See the recent Grand Theft Auto trilogy remakes and definitive editions there and all the negative feedback around that if you want to go down a wormhole there. However, when I saw The Last of Us Remastered in the PlayStation Store, and it was included in my PlayStation Plus subscription, I wanted to check it out and see how they were able to leverage updated technology, push this experience further. A lot has changed also in my personal life, becoming a girl dad, and I was interested to see how this new lens of life would impact a replay of this game from the last time I played it. Regardless though, wherever you are in your life, the story remains emotionally powerful and even more visually impressive as ever with the remaster and the updated PlayStation 5 graphics. To that extent, the remaster's improved graphics, 60 FPS gameplay, and high resolution textures hold up even against some of the modern titles we've seen come out recently. The game's graphics, sound design, and gameplay mechanics are still top notch. It feels like a current gen title, and I guess that's why they ultimately put the time in remastered it, even though it wasn't without some sort of controversy when it was first released. There were some issues with it, but it looks like by the time I got to it now, it was all fleshed out and I didn't see any issues when I was playing. Every time you step into Joel and Ellie's world, it's like revisiting a classic movie. There's always something new to discover, whether it's a detail in the environment or an emotion that just simply hits differently now. After watching the HBO show, I wanted to spend more time on this playthrough, kind of slow playing it, diving into everything I could find just out in the wild, whether it was in a random room, and just go exploring to see if there was anything else I could find that had an impact on the show, or just stuff that I had missed overall, maybe on my first playthrough when I was just trying to get through it as quickly as possible. Now let's talk about the real reason we should all come back to The Last of Us, the story. A lot has changed in the world since the game first launched, and revisiting the story now, you may find yourself understanding Joel, Ellie, and their choices in a whole different way. Playing as an adult, a parent, or just having lived through more experiences makes the story resonate on different levels. The decisions, the sacrifices, moral dilemmas really hit differently. When the second game came out a few months after a global pandemic, I think both games had a different meaning for everyone, especially around words like quarantine and stuff like that. As we've grown as individuals, diving in and replaying this game now lets you appreciate the nuances of their own character growth in this world, the great choices that they're supposed to make, and then the gut-wrenching ending. It's not just about playing a game, it's about reflecting on what survival and loyalty mean in a harsh world. And there's total parallels between this game and the world we live in today. Another reason to replay The Last of Us Remastered is also just to enjoy where they're at in the HBO series that has had tremendous success from critics and fans alike. I personally loved it. I thought it was great. And if you haven't watched it, maybe play the game, then see how it compares to the TV show. I think obviously both are amazing in each in their own ways. And then that could set you up for the second game and then also season 2 of the new show, which I believe will be broken out in 2 different parts as the game kind of is split between a couple different things there. I'm not going to spoil anything on this channel, but I think season 2 and 3 of the TV show will be broken out from the second game. So if you think about it, with the HBO show expanding this universe and part 2 taking the story to new depths, levels, characters, actors, it's all going to give a more richer experience by playing this game, understanding these characters' evolution, and just really ultimately loving them and how their decisions and choices and everything that they're doing in their life play out, whether you have control of that in the game or by watching the TV show. So you'll see how new themes, relationships, events from the first game ripple into Last of Us Part 2 as well as the show. And also the gameplay itself, I haven't mentioned it yet to this point, but if you go back to when it first kind of rolled out, it did set a new level and bar in terms of intense combat, stealth, resource management. I think like the first time I was playing this game, when you're running out of ammo and getting chased by clickers and you're kind of like actually freaking out, your heart rate is getting elevated playing a video game. Feels like it was the first time that had happened for me in quite some time. So as I get older in my age, I don't fault anyone for ever changing the difficulties when you die 20 times in a row and stuff gets frustrating. At the end of the day, it's gaming, it's supposed to be fun, it's supposed to make you happy. So don't feel too bad if you're getting worked by a pack of clickers and you want to lower the difficulty. Just enjoy it, and however you want to play should be up to you. Again, the moments in this game between scavenging for supplies, even crafting, I think in the second game, maybe I'll do a video on this, but they do a lot better job once you're crafting of trying to keep your head on a swivel because you never know what's going to pop up. But again, sneaking past clickers and all of that fun stuff, the gameplay doesn't really get old because it's always different. And it's also a great way to sharpen your skills if you're going to move into the second game. Definitely enjoy the first one. And one last reason to revisit this game, especially the remastered version, is because Naughty Dog did an amazing job of building the environment where it's both haunting and beautiful at the same time. Every location within the game tells a story, from the desolate cities to the overgrown nature, and the remnants of humanity create a haunting yet captivating world that still feels incredibly alive and immersive. You'll appreciate all the small details that build up the atmosphere, and there's always a chance you'll notice something new. It's simply just fun to explore and see what you can find, but also appreciate the beauty and detail that Naughty Dog put into this game. So there you have it. The Last of Us Remastered in 2025 is more than just nostalgia. It's an opportunity to rediscover a masterpiece, experience the story from a fresh perspective, and see how much this classic still has to offer. Let me know in the comments, what was your favorite moment in The Last of Us? And if you're thinking of replaying it, what are you looking most forward to? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and for more gaming content, ring the bell for notifications on our next video. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe out there.